The face of God, the second book of Enoch, chapter 44. God's face and the creation of humans. According to Genesis, humans are created in the image of God. The second book of Enoch takes this idea and likens God's face to the human face, which is God's image, and which should not be treated with contempt. Enoch instructs his sons that they might not insult the face of any person, small or great. So reading from the second book of Enoch, chapter 44 and verse 1. The Lord with his hands, having created man in the likeness of his own face, the Lord made him small and great. Whoever insults a person's face insults the face of the Lord. Whoever treats with contempt the face of any person treats the face of the Lord with contempt. In this passage, the second book of Enoch likens the human face to the divine face. Verse 1 reminds us of Genesis chapter 1 and verse 27. The two passages have similar wording. The Lord with his hands having created man in the likeness of his own face, the Lord made him small and great. So God created man in his own image, in the image of God created he him, male and female created he them. In the image and likeness of God, that is, in the image of the Elohim, whom the Father used in the work of creation, man is in the image and likeness of the Elohim, or angels. The word image means a shadow or a likeness. The word is reproduced in Daniel chapter 2 in relation to the image, and thus relates to form or appearance or shape. Genesis chapter 5 and verse 3 states that Adam begat a son in his likeness after his image, which illustrates its use here. Man was made in the image of the Elohim, and inasmuch as they are sons of God, the image is divine, though the nature of man is not. Of the Lord Jesus Christ also we read that he is the exact representation of God's very being. Hebrews chapter 1 and verse 3. Yahweh as corporeal existence in heaven, while image then as reference to form or shape, likeness as regard to mental constitution or capability. Adam's mental capability enabled him to comprehend and receive spiritual ideas. But whereas Adam was made in the image and likeness of the Elohim, the descendants of Adam inherit the consequences of the fall. Seth was in the likeness after the image of Adam, Genesis chapter 5 and verse 3, and not that of God. Therefore, since the fall, it has been impossible for man to reflect the divine excellence in its fullness, and this has required the formation of a new man who should exactly reveal the divine image and likeness. This Christ accomplished by conquering the flesh. See Romans chapter 1 and verse 3, Hebrews chapter 1 and verse 3, Colossians chapter 1 and verse 15. Man is a facsimile of God, that is, of God's visible face. The word facsimile just means similitude. So whether we use the word facsimile or similitude or likeness, the text is speaking about a physical, corporeal representation. Thus God has a physical, corporeal body made out of spirit substance. Any disrespect for any human being is to disrespect God himself. Verse 2 from second book of Enoch chapter 44 reminds us of the letter of James chapter 3 and verse 8. Reading though from verse 2 of the second book of Enoch chapter 44. Whoever insults a person's face insults the face of the Lord. Whoever treats with contempt the face of any person treats the face of the Lord with contempt. James chapter 3 and verse 8. But the tongue, not one of mankind can get it tamed. An unruly, injurious thing, it is full of death-dealing poison. With it we bless God, even the Father, and yet with it we curse men who have come into existence in the likeness of God, in the similitude of God. Chapter 39 in the second book of Enoch gives us a description of Yahweh's corporeality, or a description of Yahweh's corporeal body. The second book of Enoch, chapter 39, verses 3 to 5. And now, my children, it is not from my own lips that I am reporting to you today, but from the lips of the Lord, who has sent me to you. As for you, you hear my words out of my lips, a human being created equal to yourselves. But I have heard the words from the fiery lips of the Lord. For the lips of the Lord are a furnace of fire, and his words are the fiery flames which come out. You, my children, see my face, a human being created like yourselves. I am one who has seen the face of the Lord, like iron made burning hot by fire, emitting sparks. For you gaze into my eyes, a human being created like yourselves, but I have gazed into the eyes of the Lord, like the rays of the shining sun, and terrifying the eyes of a human being. This describes God's physical corporeal body. To see a vision of God's face is to experience the inner realization of the divine presence, of having met God face to face, and of having succeeded through prayer in obtaining the divine favor and blessing that have been sought within the presence of God.